back, we back, we back. Hit that like button. Hit the Cash App, the PayPal, the Zelle. You know what I mean? See Umar Johnson, man, for earning the #1 scammer award of 2025. Yeah, we need to start giving out awards, man, at the end of 2025. That's not how they be doing like how YouTube do like a recap, like YouTube Music give you a recap, man. YouTube, yeah, we need to start doing a 2025 recap of all the clowns and fuckery that been going on this whole year and who deserves the award. Straight up and down. Hit that like button. Then we need, I think Umar Johnson deserves the Bluffing Ass Nigga Award for 2025. 50 Cent deserves the Most Tender Award. I think 50 Cent got Offset beat, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking Offset might deserve it, you know, because he been tender as a motherfucker about Cardi B. But no, I think 50 Cent with this new documentary, he done superseded everybody. Hey, Alvin, you told me that already, bro. Why you be down? You be funny as shit, yo. You told me that in the comments earlier, bro. Yeah, I don't know why they keep playing with Dirk, yo. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, yo. Like, I don't know. Maybe for clicks and views. You feel me? The same reason why they do a lot of the things that they do. Clicks and views, man. Clicks and views. They don't give a fuck about, you know, public or the consequences, or they don't care about none of that. One and only what it is. But yo, we gotta talk about game coach. Now we talked about this a couple days ago. Well, yesterday with Chicago and LA. A lot to talk about because I've been saving shit. We ain't been in front of the computer in probably like at least 3-4 days. So we got a lot to talk about for real. But LA game coach and Chicago versus Chicago game coach, that's really the topic. But before we do all of that, I was watching this video before I went live. I wanted to finish watching this. Byron Blake still exposing 1090 Jake bluffing ass. Wanted to see what the fuck see what he had to say. I ain't gonna lie, yo, he been exposing the shit out of 1090 Jake. I'm surprised that somebody else didn't do this like sooner. Like, I don't understand how the 1090 Jake get a 5-year run without being exposed this way. Like, it's obvious he's a fraud. You feel me? They can get on my radar probably like a year ago. And I think I might have did like 1-2 videos on once Byron Blake exposed him. I think, you know, that was based on, that's how, I mean, maybe 2 years ago, because I remember me and Byron Blake locked in probably 2 years ago. Well, Wack 100 is losing credibility. Remember I told you that a while ago, Alvin? That's the whole reason that Wack 100 was even going to academics. His credibility is shot. He got Big U locked up, yo. Like, ain't no, everybody's seen it. You know, so ever since then, he been going on academics to try to redeem himself, yo, but his credibility is shot, yo. Like, he got questionable paperwork. He got charges getting dismissed, you know, for anonymous reasons, you know, who knows why. You know, they said, what the fuck they say? In the interest of justice, you know what I mean? Got Big U locked up, yo. Like, it's hard for him to still be on Pyru when it's obvious you got this man booked. And he put loose cannon in the trick bag. So he only reason he goes to academics is to try to keep his name relevant, to try to tap into that audience. But man, people not stupid, man. You can only fool the people for so long, yo. That's how Umar Johnson falling. You know, people are ignorant. You understand what I'm saying? People is ignorant. People is dumb. People is easily fooled, easily manipulated. Yo, but eventually, people smarten up. Like, you can't do that shit forever. Like, you can't manipulate the people for 10 years. That's not going to work. You might get 5 years in. You know what I mean? Like Charleston White. You might get a good 5-year, maybe 6-year run. But by that 7th year, man, niggas gonna be on to you, man. That's another thing. I was gonna bring it up. T Grizzly. You put fake paperwork out on T Grizzly. With Ron Wack was the Big U situation. That was a huge black eye. Then he backed 1090 Jake with the Larry Hoover paperwork that never got released. They never got the paperwork. They never confirmed Larry Hoover to be no rat. He fucked up with that. Then he came back like Wack 100 is just, he's scrambling and scraping right now. He don't know what to do with himself. He grabbing at straws and he losing. So then you come back with T Grizzly and try to say T Grizzly is a rat. We see the paperwork fake as a bitch. I mean, like I called it out soon as I didn't even read this shit. As soon as I seen the type of font it was written in the quality of the paper, I said, yo, this shit not real. That's fake paperwork, man. I ain't even read it. It wasn't no point. I know paperwork. I don't have to read. I know what paperwork looks like. It ain't real paperwork. I know what it looks like. That shit was fake. So he just lost credibility. But let's see what the fuck Byron Blake talking about before we get into all the other shit. Because we got a lot of things to talk about before we get to the gangs.
Stories, but actually fact checking some of these things that he's told us. And we've discovered that it was completely false. Now, today is a very special day. Today marks the beginning of us finding out the truth on a situation that I'm pretty sure has been on a lot of our minds, including the Great White Blood, as he has made multiple attempts to stick to this story and actually convince us that it's true. On today's episode of 1090 Jake Exposed, we are going to take a look back at his story about getting his face cut. Yeah, I know we heard the story a couple times, but there's a reason for all of this, and I'm going to get to that before we get to the end of this video. With that said, though, I don't want to waste...
The whole face cut story is phony. Look at this cut, y'all. Look at this cut right here. And look at this mark. Like, yo, come on, bro. Yo, this cut right here, if this cut was real, this would turn into a keloid on the side of his face. Like that enough right there tells me it's not a real cut. Shit was Photoshop. But I told y'all, a lot of these bloggers, if you pay attention, they got these posters in back of them. Like these little, like, I don't know, is it pastel paintings or what they are. Sean Cotton got some. And Glizzy had one. Like, I don't know what this is or what this means, but 1090 Jake isn't the only person that got this type of poster on his wall. But if a cut like this is going to turn into a keloid, it's not going to disappear. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you got to get that bitch surgically removed. Yo, but other than that, it ain't going to turn into this. So just by me knowing this, have you seen people get $150 in New York? You see them, you see Mano? Yeah, man. That shit turns into keloids, yo. It's not going to disappear over time. Rondo Podcast, what it is. So that right there let me know that the shit was fake. I don't even know who believed it to begin with, to be honest.
Any more time? So we gonna dive into these clips.
Come on now. This video right here is going to be about how I was cut inside of prison. A lot of y'all be asking me, oh, where'd you get cut at? I don't see the sky. What's the red line on Buddy's face behind you? So today I'm going to show y'all. This is where I was cut with a razor blade inside of Florida State Prison. It went down, it swooped, missed the tattoo, skipped and hit my neck.
Aside from the fact that that's the babiest of scars, this whole skipping and hitting my neck thing, this was something new to me. I never knew he got cut on the neck too. And I don't see no scar on the neck, but whatever.
And let me tell you, compared to some other people, I got off so easy because some people be getting hit and it's bad. They get keloids, big old keloid scars. I didn't get hit that bad. I got cut, yeah, it left its mark, whatever. But it was only a state razor blade. It wasn't a box cutter. Those are the ones that really do the most damage.
Now, I had to stop it right there, right? Because the Great White Blood said I was lucky. I didn't get cut that bad. Some guys, they get cut really bad and it leaves keloids and, things of that nature. But then in this recent video that he just dropped.
But I got decent lighting in here right now, so we can actually take a peek together. A nice little close-up of the side of 1090 Jake's face. And if you look, you can clearly see the slash. Y'all see this fake Photoshop sky? So it's deep right here because that's where Buddy dug in. But the rest was superficial. I actually had a keloid scar right here. I got cut off when I got out of prison. Come on now.
Yes, you heard it correctly. The Great White Blood is now telling us that he had a keloid scar on his face that he had removed after he was released from prison. Now, aside from the fact that he originally told us he didn't get cut that bad, and he also told us that he was very poor and homeless when he got out of prison, meaning he probably didn't have the funds to get a keloid scar removed. There's also the issue of him actually posting pictures after he was released from prison. I'm talking about immediately after. If you look at this photo right here, right? The Great White Blood said these photos, this photo with him hugging his aunt was taken 2 days after his release. Second day out of prison. There is no keloid scar.
He ain't want to go to lockup, yo. From what Byron Blake then exposed, they do that shit in Florida. In order to avoid going to certain jails, they cut their face and shit. And he might as well just admit that's what he did, yo. Like, it's common in Florida. That's what it seems like. You feel me now? In Maryland system, yo, going to PC or checking in, that shit is unacceptable, no matter what the reason is. But I guess in Florida, it's not.
On his face. No keloid scar at all. So I think sometimes he be freestyling this stuff, just trying to make it sound gangster. Y'all know what he doing. But like I said, you can see there's no keloid scar. And what I think he thinks is that we are unfamiliar with this whole thing to the point where he can just tell us something like this. So I'm going to show y'all keloid scars, right? And I'm going to show y'all how they look after removal. Take a look at your screen. This is a keloid scar before. This is a keloid scar after. So even though the keloid itself is gone, the part of the skin that's raised, that's gone, the actual spot where it was will still be marked. You will still see a mark. You will still see a scar. It's just not keloidish. It's not sticking off of your face. It's just there. This dude don't got nothing there at all. He don't got nothing there. So I'm confused as to, like, did he have like some type of magic?
My thing is, right? Who thinks like that? Like, who thinks that, yo, look, I'm ready to get on YouTube, start these prison videos, but I gotta make it look real. I mean, I'm just trying to understand this way of thinking, because I don't know, yo. It seemed like it took a lot of thought to go into that. Might have been a team effort. You understand? Like, I don't think that's some shit you just think about on your own. I think that's a collaborative effort. A whole team got to get behind. Like, yo, what's the best way we can market 1090 Jake? The character of 1090 Jake. Man, since he's telling prison stories, getting slashed in prison is a big thing. Maybe we should put a picture behind him with a scar. I mean, I'm just trying to, because I don't think that's something you think of on your own, especially back when he started. Nowadays, you never know. You feel me? Because the clout is crazy. But back when he started YouTube, I just can't see him thinking like that on his own, yo. I just can't. It just doesn't. I don't know. I just can't see him doing it. Just saying it was a team effort to me.
Medical
to
surgery.
market 1090 Jake. You know, we're gonna put a fake scar on a picture behind you, you know, to make it look real. Like you've been through the war, you know, you've been in prison, you've been in the worst penitentiary in Florida, and you survived. Exactly, one and only. Like how labels, back artists, maybe now they've taken this method and moved it. Yo, I've been saying that that's exactly what they did, bro. That's exactly what they doing. That's exactly what they're giving them an image. You know, they're giving them a story. That's what I'm saying. You don't know who these guys really are, yo. Because I'm gonna tell you this: by being on YouTube for 4 years, yo, you're not getting no million subscribers, yo, in no 4 years, bro. You ain't 5 years. You ain't doing it. Not organically. You're not doing it. They won't let you do it, yo. They don't want to pay you for one. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna promote you in that way to gain that much steam in a small period of time, unless you working with the system, yo. That's the only way. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. That's the only way you get in there. There ain't no other way. You feel me? It ain't no other way. You go. Yo, I got serious videos on my page. Serious. Them bitches, some of them bitches ain't near across 1,000 views. You feel me? Edited. Good. Takes good. Everything good. You hear me? That bitch ain't gonna they ain't gonna let you get no motherfucking 500,000 views on that motherfucker, man. Not coming out the gate. Man, hell no. 1090 Jake was a plant from the beginning, man. That's why he able to flip-flop like how Charleston White did. You gotta watch the guys that get up and then change. That's not normal. Like NLE Chopper. It's not normal to get up to a level of success and then switch up, do a whole 180. Now you a whole nother person. Everything about you different. Nah, hell no, man. I mean, who you were portraying now is who you was back then. You understand? You just playing a role, playing a character.
Or something. Where did the scar from the scar?
It don't happen, bro.
Come
on,
man.
only for your first month, your first year of YouTube. For the most part, if you ain't got no money behind you, they're not even gonna let you be seen, y'all. You can't even find a page that got less than 100 subscribers.
Now, after I got my hands on this mugshot, I actually posted it, and my boy Josh from Homie Hangout, RIP to my homie Josh, man, real good dude. He made a video on it as well, and the Great White Blood would respond.
And what you're looking at is the glue and dried blood that's remaining, right? That's what this is until it completely healed. And this picture, because I think I got cut in like 2013,
yes, it is.
maybe 2014.
It is, yo.
This picture.
I just be trying to get y'all to understand, yo. The feds that infiltrated the internet. Like, that's what it is. Like, yo, some of these people, you don't know who they are, man. You don't. You don't know their backstory. You don't know their history. You don't know what schools they went to. You don't know nobody that know them. You don't know these guys. Just like they really literally just came out the fucking blue. Literally came out the blue, yo. You don't know nothing about them. Whole story is fabricated.
2015.
You don't never see their friends in their comments. Nobody went to school with them. Like you don't see none of that shit, man. You go through all their comments for a year, and you ain't never gonna see a motherfucker be like, yo, damn, Seti, damn, 1090 Jake, yo, you was cool as shit in high school. Yo, who are these guys, man? For real, they created players.
So like over a year later, after it healed.
Exactly.
The Great White Blood is attempting to tell us that because this picture is over a year after the incident, that we can't see the scar. But what stood out to me is that, once again, you don't see a keloid scar either. This is a still image from an old Great White Blood video, and you don't see, he was showing us the scar, you don't see the keloid scar, nor do you see a trace of the keloid scar. Like I showed y'all earlier, when you have keloid scar removal, there is still going to be signs of the scar. All they do is just take the raised part of the skin off. They don't actually erase the scar. So this is the great white blood, like I say, just attempting to play on our intelligence and explain himself because he's being put in a hot seat. There is no scar. There is no, like, even the superficial scar that he claims existed. It's not there, bro. We see the little cut right up by your eye, but we also heard the nurse lady say people come in there with the cut right in that exact same spot. Like, what's the chances that she picked that spot to point to? And they use this so they can try to go psych and get to these private facilities.
Come on now.
And that leads me to my final point. Now, I've been doing some research on this topic, and I've come to find out that the Florida Department of Corrections considers inmate stabbing investigative reports public record. And these can be requested. So we're not going to keep asking the Great White Blood to jump in his Great White Blood mobile and go down there and get the paperwork. You know, I know you the greatest blood to ever be a blood in the Florida Department of Corrections, but we about to find out if you really got that face cut, because there has been a request made for this paperwork. Now, the funny thing is the Great White Blood has been allowing this situation to drag for years. He's y'all just seen it's like 3 different clips of him sticking his face in the camera and trying to stretch this cut. And the whole time, this supposed to be the paperwork man. He pulled the paperwork on everything else. He pulled everybody else's paperwork. Even showed us his paperwork of his disciplinary reports and all of this different stuff to validate his claims that he is who he say he is. Even though we see from the paperwork that he was only in Lancaster for 8 days on the main compound. But we now see that we are, capable of requesting this paperwork. So not just me. I think all of y'all should go request it. Now, I ain't saying that you should go to the Great White Blood's comment section and tell him that you will be making a FOIA request to validate his story, but it's well within your rights to do so, considering that he told you this story and expects you to believe it. I'm going to keep it real. My request has already been made. It's already been put in. It's up to Florida how long they take, but I just wanted to bring y'all this information and let y'all know that this is a public record. So for all of the bloggers and everybody that's interested in this story, it is a public record. The Florida Department of Corrections.
I don't even need this. I already know this shit fake. I got guess for some of his supporters and fans, they might need validation. But I know it's fake. I know what that kind of color look like. He already showed what it look like. That shit fake as a motherfucker. But then we got we got a whole bunch of shit to talk about for real. Since in life, from flying near the floor. Damn.
Back down, located, showed, and then killed
I think I remember this story.
The court does sentence Miss Thompson to how much indicator you'll be sentenced to life in prison.
I ain't trying to hear that. That's fucked up. She didn't throw her life away. Cause disgust.
The Diddy slander just needs to stop. Like, we know what he's been up to since the 90s.
Oh my God. Yo, Breakfast
Are
Club.
you a crip?
Until the day I die.
Look at this nigga. I want to talk about these old ass gang members too. Yo, old as shit to be a gang member. Like, yo, his old ass down somewhere, man. Probably take his motherfucking his what the fuck is the name of that shot? Motherfucker got diabetes. It's insulin. Take his motherfucking insulin, man. Get the fuck out of the internet. But we're gonna get to y'all. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. But I've been saving hella shit. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get to all this stuff today. You got Snoop Dogg beefing with Daz. You remember this? Oh shit. Remember this story from the other day? This nigga 48 years old, man. Remember this story the other day in the barber shop? He's beefing with the barber over his hairline receding. I mean, he did push his shit back, but his shit probably was pushed back anything. Yeah, I seen that. And they locked this dumb ass up. It was stupid as shit for that. Foreman was arrested after a heated argument with his longtime barber turned violent. That's his longtime barber? Dang. When he accused the barber of pushing his hairline back too far during the haircut. He was taken into custody and now faced multiple charges. They're crazy. Yo, just do his life away. The rest of the life he got. Stupid ass. Niggas be doing some dumb ass shit. You got Adam still trying to pimp his wife out. The hell of shit going on for real. I don't know. We're gonna be able to get to all this shit. Then we probably go back to right here. All right, let's get to 50 Cent. Cause 50 Cent's a fucking cornball. Yeah, yeah, he threw his life away over the hairline, man. You know, niggas in the joint probably not even as good as the barber. He gonna put a knife in nigga in the joint about that shit. All right, yo. So we gotta get the 50 Cent clown ass. Yeah, I don't think anything 50 Cent doing is funny. I don't. I think it's clownery, buffoonery. At this point, I don't see how people think anything 50 Cent doing is funny. Like, I really don't. I don't get it. Diddy is fighting for his life. Still fighting for his image, his reputation, and everything in between. And 50 Cent goes on one of these motherfucking platforms. Let me see if I can find it. And does an interview. 2.7 million people watch this shit. Like, yo, y'all funny, yo.
Unwrap joy this season with handcrafted cakes perfect for any celebration.
50 Cent is hurt. You know, his feelings is hurt. I mean, yo, but to sit back and step on this man while he down, I just don't respect it. I don't.
Sean Diddy Combs in the day, never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me. I'm going to get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution. No matter what, no matter what nobody said. Let's just here and there. We're not working together the right way. We're losing.
The footage is part of a new, highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs: The Reckoning. Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand presence. You know, he has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got it. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and
I don't
his
know.
reaction when those people
Went away.
went
Got
away.
in the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it should show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah. I mean, and what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the
Yo,
moments where
that's-
the guy, he was on tape.
Yeah, that
How do
nigga
you-
50 Cent is a bitch. Yeah. Hey, I can't believe yo, this is like, I don't know what y'all see this as. Yo, but this is like a major flaw. Like, he think he's exposing Diddy, but he really exposing himself, to be honest. I think a lot of people that's viewing this is looking at 50 Cent, wow. Like, damn, you really did that, bro? Like, that's crazy to me. Man, let them white people slander Diddy off. That's what the fuck they want to do, yo. You stay your bitch ass on the sideline. I mean, whatever beef you got with Diddy, you can handle that shit with Diddy once he get back home, man. Beef, you know what I mean? Let's continue the beef. Yeah, but right now, this ain't the time for that, bro. When they already slandering them, they already putting out false allegations on them. Your bitch ass come out and do a documentary, adding fuel to the fire. Like, I don't respect that shit at all.
On to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform.
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right? For 20 years, right? It's me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester.
And then you ain't even being real. Yo, you been beef with that man for 20 years for that. Yo, just come out and say, yo, he stole my bitch. I think a lot of people would understand that. You know, it's still flawed. But I think a lot of people be like, all right, you know what I mean? He stole his girl. You know, he turned into a floozy. You know, had a fucking random guys. You know, I get it. You know, that can fuck up your ego as a man. You feel me? But to sit back and act like, yo, you doing all this because he asked to take you shopping is fucking crazy. So that just lets you know that he's not comfortable with what he's doing. If you can't be honest about a situation, that means maybe you shouldn't be doing it, bro. It's similar to when you got these guys that get caught with trans and shit. Then they make all the excuses in the world. I ain't know. I ain't. Yo, just admit that, maybe you shouldn't be moving like that, yo, if you ain't want to get caught. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same concept, the same scenario. Him not being honest and upright about his beef with Diddy and what it really stemmed from, because it's really about the girl. I think most people's eyes can see that. Let you know that, yo, he knows what he's doing is flawed. He knows it. Because he can't be honest about it. Yo, you supposed to be able to stand on anything you do. Especially as a man. Like, yo, it shouldn't be no excuses. Yo, this is what it is, man. He fucked my bitch. Straight up and down. He took my girl. I was in love with Daphne. Diddy took on a vacation. She dropped the son off on me. I couldn't go to work. I was calling her. She was sending me the voicemail, and I was upset. And from that day on, I told myself that Diddy is going to pay this. You feel me? And that was 20 years ago, however many years ago it was. And this is why I'm doing a documentary. I respected that answer much more, man.
Like maybe
Don
you
Juan, what it
play
do?
with me type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
I think it's important to
For real,
also
Ray J?
let people know that
Wow.
the show is not completely the perspectives.
So you said the document was implying that Diddy was the reason for Tupac and Biggie death, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that is crazy. Well, we know Biggie died because of Jane Dale. You know what I mean? We know Jane Dale blew the light. So we ain't gonna put that on Diddy. That's crazy.
People that did not like Sean, we weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details.
I ain't watching.
You know,
I
the
might
real
watch it
goal was
eventually.
to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as two people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges. Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in as such, she's like 18, like 19 years old in the very beginning. After a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip hop culture was
Yeah,
on
but is it
trial
true?
as much as Sean
This the
Combs
thing
was?
about this the thing about it, Trapper. Is it true? I mean, is it true or is it just good? Yo, I'm not interested in saying it if it's just good, yo. Is it true? Or are they trying to push a narrative? That's my whole thing about it. I could care less if it was good or not. Is it true? I'm more focused on that aspect of the situation. Even if it is true, 50 ain't supposed to play no role in that, yo. Like, why are you playing a role in this man in downfall? You feel me? It's different than the Umar Johnson situation. Umar Johnson scammed black people specifically. You feel me? Like, so fuck him. I mean, he scammed his own motherfucking people. Now, I know 50 did some things that was wrong, but it's black people taking Umar Johnson down. It's not black people taking down 50. I mean, Diddy. The system is taking down Diddy. So why do 50 Cent want to be a part of the system taking down another black man when we know that this is what the system do? They take his ass down. You understand what I'm saying? They will take him down if he make the wrong decision, the wrong business move, you know, ruffle the wrong feathers. So why would you side with them in this type of situation? I don't respect it. I can't respect it.
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If
Man, you care
Sean
about the
Combs
culture.
watches
Get the
this,
fuck outta here.
what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, yo, that's what I believe, yo. You said right, why 50 so invested in Diddy's business? I think 50 working for somebody not something. That's how I feel, yo. That's what I think. I think 50 working with the system, yo. That's how he's able to do the things that he's doing. You know, as far as the movies and the TV shows and the 50 Cent studios. Like, yo, he is working with them people. Like, he is not a friend of the black community at all. He's an enemy at this point. You can't trust him. You can't trust him. At all. You know what I mean?
Saying that, man, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth.
No.
I think he'll see the truth in it.
This different than being petty. No, this not petty, yo. This not petty. Petty would be trying to block some of Diddy business ventures. You know, that's petty. You know, I got this little issue with him. I'm gonna tell people that, yo, if you work with Diddy, you can't work with me. You know, that's petty. You understand? This right here is diabolical. Like, there's nothing petty about this. This is intentional. This is diabolical, and it's just overall fucked up. Like, a Diddy beef. This beef that Diddy got going on is with Diageo. You know what I mean? It's with Diageo, man. This ain't got nothing to do with 50. Yo, we know that Diddy was taken down by Diageo. This is what we know. Now, it ain't come out in court, but it's obvious what happened. I mean, he ain't had these problems until he sued them people for motherfucking racial discrimination. So 50, who I think has done business with Diageo, I think he said that before. I think 50 have done business with Diageo, must be a friend of Diageo, and he's like their front man. Where's my phone at? Hold on. Has 50 Cent ever done business with the liquor brand Diageo? All right, so he say 50 has not done business with Diageo. His primary involvement is in the spirits industry, was with Bain, whatever, and F1 Vodka, and currently with his own company. Yeah, so basically he did business with Diageo. If he ain't do business with Diageo, he did business with somebody probably close to Diageo, because Diageo is the third biggest liquor distributor in the fucking world. I think 50 is moving on behalf of that company, man. I think 50 is moving on behalf of that company. They say, while there were rumors that 50 was considered as a potential brand ambassador for Ciroc after Diddy's departure, both sources connected to the brand and 50 Cent himself dismissed these claims. F1 Vodka. Hold on. Who owns? That is Japan. Who owns Japan? See, yo, to get the answers to a lot of these questions, yo, you gotta do a lot of, yo, cause they try to hide information. Who owns Japan Suntory's Holdings? Japan Suntory Holdings. Yeah, 25 plus investigation purchase settlements. Yeah, so that's a corporation. That's not no one person that own that motherfucker. We ain't guarantee if we was to keep pulling them legs back, we'll find fucking Diageo player holding them and them motherfuckers. I guarantee you we would. Parent company. Torah and Salja families. Well, 50 Cent, we had to look into that because that's going to take a lot of Googling. Not 50 Cent. Diddy team spoke out about this situation on several occasions, speaking through what that girl name is.
The Diddy doc is now out on Netflix. So tried to watch as much of it as I could. I got to about episode.
Diddy done the whole trial. Like, god damn, this nigga, you thought Diddy was motherfucking Lucifer. Yo, why am I internet? I'm trying to look and see if these companies do business together, but they're not allowing me to Google it.
Lewis is now out on Netflix. So,
So Diddy is very sue Netflix because some of that footage that they used, they weren't supposed to have access to. They weren't supposed to have access to it.
Remember when Dame Dash came on Breakfast Club and said 50 was capping about the Diddy documentary? That's the conversation.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Do you remember when 50 Cent was supposed to be putting out
It could be, man.
documentary about Puff on Netflix?
Yes.
Where is it?
I think it's still happening.
Yeah, right. He's capping.
Remember when Dame Dash
I don't think Dame Dash thought 50 go that low. I mean, 50 trying to paint the narrative like he just, like he just was wrong. I just don't think Dame Dash, ain't too many people who do no shit like this. You feel me? There ain't too many people that participate in this level of fuckery, yo. It just ain't. All right, so Diddy team was saying, we have confirmed that Netflix used footage that was never authorized for release, including private moments, pre-indictment material from an unfinished project, and conversations involving legal strategy that were not intended for public viewing. The footage was created for an entirely different purpose, under an arrangement that was never completed, and no rights were ever transferred to Netflix. A payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises serious questions about how it was obtained and why Netflix chose to use it. Netflix is only heightening the core issue by giving creative control of its production to Curtis Jackson. Diddy's team continues with their allegations. 50 Cent is a longtime public adversary who has mocked Mr. Combs for decades, posted fabricated accusations, and publicly celebrated his legal challenges. Even Mr. Jackson has admitted he was shocked Sean ever filmed some of these moments, which underscores that the footage is being exploited for entertainment rather than presented with fairness or context. It's a fact. That's why I say it ain't about it being good. Is it true? You know what I mean? Beyond a legal concern, Mr. Combs views Netflix's decision as a personal breach of trust. He has long respected, admired the legacy of Clarence Avant, and maintained a positive personal relationship with the company's leadership. For Netflix to hand this story to someone who has publicly attacked him for decades feels to Mr. Combs like an unnecessarily and deeply personal affront. He expects fairness at minimum from the people he considered colleagues. Keep in mind, I was also told that Diddy has been working on his own doc with Netflix prior to this release, but backed out once he couldn't have creative control. But they gave 50 creative control. Diddy also alleges that Netflix's recent pattern of prioritizing sensationalism content over accuracy, as seen in their decision to rely on discredited, fabricated journals in a separate documentary. The use of unauthorized footage here reflects reckless disregard, not journalism. Diddy publicist says their legal team is formally notified Netflix and says they expect the company to address these issues immediately. This is the girl from Breakfast Club talking. She said, I also asked how this footage, never before seen, affected Diddy's appeal. Keep in mind, Diddy's team hasn't fully seen the doc either. Only the footage Good Morning America revealed this AM. In response to this, Diddy team says it can't affect his appeal legally, but judges are human, and maybe they get some emotional spirit out of this and render a decision based on some of that. That is true, y'all. His case ain't really over. I just think 50 a bitch, and he don't deserve respect. He don't deserve respect. Yo, so were y'all aware about that situation that happened at Stockton? I think it was a rapper down there. And they wound up shooting the motherfucking spot up.
Do you have the ages of the victims? Ages range from juvenile to adult. I don't have specific ages that I can release at this time.
This is some Hispanic shit.
People fired guns, or if it was just one person? That's under investigation at this time.
Were the victims inside or outside of the venue?
To my understanding, and again, I'll correct this if needed, but to my understanding that the victims were inside of the banquet hall.
I believe they were probably at the location where it happened at, but I'm not sure.
This is right off of Lucille Avenue in Stockton, right near the 1900 block. Again, we're hearing about several victims because of a shooting in Stockton, but we are working to get some more details. We do have multiple crews.
Do you have the ages?
Now I cover stories in Stockton. Those are a lot of Hispanics down there. I think one of the fathers spoke out. Pretty sure I got it somewhere. So this was 50 response to everybody getting on his ass. See, I got ideas. Y'all on the dock. I'm already planning next year. I'm from Southside. We don't come to make friends. We come to take over. Anybody trying to hear that slick shit, nigga? Just say I'm a bitch ass nigga, yo. That's all you gotta say. Yeah, I just want people to be real in their replies, man. Just say I'm a bitch ass nigga, yo. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry if y'all thought I was anything else but it. Yeah, but that's what I am. Keep that shit moving, nigga. We don't need no slick ass car, nigga. Bluffing ass nigga. There you go.
I have an image of my son dying in my head over and over and over and over. Then him smiling, then him walking away, then him smiling, then he coming like I just keep seeing my son in my head.
It's painful images Patrick Peterson is now stuck replaying of his 14-year-old son, Amari, who was shot to death while at a child birthday party.
You know, his nickname was Ferrari Mari. That was my nickname for him.
Ferrari Mari. He was fast.
Yeah, he was really fast.
Images unlike the hundreds he has of Amari smiling hung on the walls of his home.
Oh my God, he took my baby.
Countless memories he's now holding close.
Maybe I should have just dove in front of the bullets and maybe he'll still be alive.
When bullets started flying, Peterson says it felt unreal. He grabbed his baby girl to duck behind a kitchen counter and then rushed to Amari when he saw he was down.
I'm on top of Amari. I'm trying to grab him. I'm like trying to see where he's hit because he's just sitting there just going. And I'm just like, man, I'm like, where you hit at? Where you hit at?
He discovered a bullet hole the size of a nickel on Amari's chest.
Damn.
Despite being rushed to the hospital in life-saving efforts, Amari didn't make it, leaving Peterson, his wife, and other children who were there too, heartbroken.
My daughter, she got hit. I could have lost her. You know, and she it's gonna change her for life. My son, it's gonna change him for life.
Peterson says he lost the boy who made him the man he is today.
I was his coach.
Building Amari a life that he never had.
He got straight A's. He was a good student. He was a good team player. He was athletic.
Do you have any words for whoever is responsible for all of this?
So if you have enough sense to pick up a gun and aim and shoot it, you got enough sense to take your responsibility of your actions.
I have an image of my son dying.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, that is some bitch ass shit. Yo, niggas really shot up a kid birthday party, yo. That's crazy. Yo, but I said this a long time ago, and I stand on this, man. If you know you got beef and niggas actively want you dead, yo, stop going around family, man. You know what I mean? Like, stop going around family, yo. Typically, yo, when you're involved in the streets, you don't even go to family functions. I don't know when that started, but I know back in the day, that's how it used to be. Like, when you outside and you in the mix and you doing shit, yo, you don't go to the fucking family cookout. You don't go to the kid's birthday party because you don't want nothing that you do to affect them. You know, because, yo, depending on what you did, and it's sad to say, yo, but depending on what you did, yo, motherfuckers willing to catch you anywhere. It don't matter if it's a funeral, Chuck E. Cheese, a fucking house party for kids. Like, it's a sad reality, yo. And the people that did this is out of control. But the person who they was looking for, I put more blame on them. Because there ain't no way you should have been there, yo. Ain't no way you should have been at a kid birthday party, yo, knowing niggas trying to kill you. Because you know if niggas trying to kill you or not. Like, I ain't trying to hear that. You know if you did something to the extent that people want you dead. And in that case, yo, you supposed to stay the fuck away from family, man. For real. You ain't supposed to want nobody to be involved in none of your bullshit. But what happened with these days and with some of these niggas is they'd rather somebody else get caught for their bullshit. They'd rather that shit. I mean, these motherfuckers holding kids as shields and shit. Excuse me. Weird motherfuckers, man. Something crazy. So Daz Dillinger is beefing with Snoop Dogg. Have y'all seen this? So Snoop brought Death Row. And a lot of people thought he was going to breathe life in the Death Row. But if you let Daz tell it, that nigga Snoop moving like motherfucking Suge Knight. He said, Slow Death Records, a butcher knife, fentanyl, or a pen. Put your rap career in my hands. Slow Death Records, I won't kill your career. Just trust me. So he spoke on this a few times. Part 2 of Snoop Night. Come Snoop Night.
We live right here with Daz, early morning, wake and bake.
Wake and bake.
So what's up, Daz?
What with it?
So what's the tea with you and Snoop Dogg and all of this Death Row stuff? Because we watched your interview and we gotta get him some questions.
Yeah, yo, that's how that shit crazy.
Gotta be, man, you know what I'm saying? New York City, man. Like I said before, Snoop kicked me off Death Row. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, I will never, ever be doing that. But this is how it all started out. 2023. You know what I'm saying? We coming back off of, whatever it was, pandemic.
Well, Snoop is a fuck boy too, y'all. Like, it's just amazing, yo. We got all these guys in position that's just so, they just not real. Like we thought they was. They might put out real music and had a real image, but in reality, they flaw. I don't know if these niggas related. They say they cousins. I'm not sure. But why buy it if you ain't gonna make sure everybody's straight? I don't know, y'all. I just move different. I don't be getting niggas for real.
Sitting back 22, 23, going into 24. I called my cousin Papa to give me the type of Snoop because, I'm trying to amend things, family said this and that, and my cousin saying this, my auntie saying this, so I hooked up with my cousin Papa. He hooked it up with Snoop. I go to the compound, to the studio, so I'm in there, we talking, we let bygones be bygones and get to the future, and Corrupt come in there, and we start creating We All We Got. Besides that, he had came out with Back on Death Row, but wasn't nobody else putting no music out on Death Row. So we start working. I come in there crank the engine up on that motherfucker. So everybody started working. Dad is in the motherfucking house. Nigga, we back doing what we're doing. We moving around this motherfucker. We got the album out. We making momentum. Then, contracts come into play. I put these glasses on. I start reading fine lines. They got everything they got to do with the past in me, which relinquish all my shit to them, which they are trying to get publishing-wise and other things like that. And then it comes to my logos. You know what I mean? So the logos come into play with the music. And so they own all my shit in this contract. Everything. So I say take all that shit out. All that. So we come out with the album. We do a little merchandise deal with Quick. So, you know, we still ain't got paid from that, but we got paid for the merch from the shows that we did in Canada. And, you know, he's still trying to play hardball and talk shit, you know, like this and that. I mean, you know, it's all cool and shit. So, personally, I don't even know what I did to him. I ain't never fucking in this bitch. I ain't never stole no money from you. I ain't never stole nothing from you. All I ever did was beat niggas up, make niggas respect us from day one. I'm the enforcer of the dog pound. Me, Nate Dogg, and a couple of others. You know what I mean? And that was my position. And producing. I'm getting 50% of each motherfucking song, plus percentages on my writers. So that's damn near 60 to 65%. You know what I mean? And plus, I give niggas a little leeway to help niggas out. So I give them a little percent on my shit because, you know, I'm clocking all the percentages. So 2025 come through, I dropped some solo albums because I didn't want to be on Death Row. I just thought I did one album with y'all and we see how it goes. You know what I mean? So I started dropping solo albums because I taught them niggas how to do the independent game. So don't reverse the drama on me and you know, we need a team and they team over there. You know what I mean? So 2025 coming to play. We good all the way up to there. No thing. So I go to Death Row Records in July to prepare to do the dog food videos they wanted me to do. Plus I've been doing everything they asked me to do. We've been cool all the way up to summer. So in May, they filed for trademark to steal for me, which is the dog pound.
Voice box.
All the other stuff. So this was in May. So months go by. I go there in July. I still don't know about the trademarks and all that. I do the work. They smiling all in my face like, yeah. But knowing behind my back, the niggas try to trademark my shit. So I find out in July that Christy Rooster from Death Row,
fuck is this damn shit in the background?
an attorney over there, trademarked the dog pound DPG. So I hear Snoop and say, what's up with your lawyer? I ain't cussing him out, I ain't go hard or nothing. I just say, I just found out that y'all trying to trademark the dog pound. And that's how I know, fuck me, yeah, nigga, I did it, nigga. And, you know, being tough and shit, like, that's what he wanted. You know what I'm saying? So, all hell break loose. He do a show, you don't take me, take everybody else. Like, yeah, I ain't fucking with Dad. And all of a sudden, for what? Because I asked you about my trademarks that you tried to go behind my back and steal my shit. But the reason I did the dog pound because the Cleveland Browns own the name the dog pound, but they spell it D-A-W-G. You know what I mean? And they have it trademarked for their football. So that was the confusion over all the 30 years of doing business with the first Death Row, well, fuck Suge Knight, but doing business with them, fuck Reggie Wright, doing the business with them. They try to steal the shit too, but it could never happen because the Cleveland Browns own the name the dog pound. Not the way that we spelled it, but it's confusion what they said on there. So when I hear Snoop and said, why did y'all try to trademark the dog pound? And, you know, fuck me and everything else. They don't want to do business with me because they thought they had it. These niggas thought they had it. But then I trademarked the paw. Because I drew the paw in 1991. Daz Dillinger. I drew that paw 1991 and I've had it ever since. So I trademarked the paw, which that was the money maker. Anytime you see the paw, it's like an apple sign. When you see that motherfucking paw, it's just like the motherfucking apple sign. That's what I trademarked. They didn't trademark that. They thought they was going for the name. So I hit them back, you know, I got them all on group texts, you know, I tweet them niggas all day on there, nigga, and antagonize, nigga, because, you know, I'm my own boss. Can't nobody do shit to me. All them niggas over there on that label is broke. They depend on the dog. If he say, I'll chew them niggas, better say, bless you.
So Snoop responded to that. That's what Snoop had to say.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma fuck you up, cuz. Some real shit. Not physically, but as a motherfucker right now. So I'ma fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me alone, cuz. I'ma fuck you up. Leave me alone. I see you ain't got shit to
do. Snoop ready to take all his music. That nigga ready to take everything Daz ever put out. So he did this 2 days ago.
What's up, y'all? It's Daz Dillinger. Be back, part 2, rotation. You hear me?
So Daz, what you got going on new? So we see you have a new album out, and so what's that all about?
I mean, you know.
I don't care nothing about his album. Shoot the Daz in his album, man. I wanted to watch this. Where is it?
Billy Williams sits in the San Joaquin County Jail.
They want to talk about my name. They want to talk about what happened. Tell them to talk about who carried the kids, not why they came. Because we don't know why they came. Nobody.
Speaking out about what happened the night of the shooting and his arrest 2 days later.
My whole violation right now is based off me being around where a crime was committed.
He tells me he doesn't know why someone would shoot up a children's birthday party.
Do you think you know who did this?
No. Hell no.
He says he was there for his niece's party and thought he heard balloons popping, but really they were gunshots.
I just started to run after all the kids that I seen fall. And I started to carry them, and I noticed that when the police came, that they didn't run to the kids. They were like still pointing the guns.
He says his back was turned, so he didn't know who was shooting at them.
I couldn't believe it because I turned around and I seen the little girl fall. When I seen the little girl fall, I was like, this is like a movie.
Williams tells me when police arrived, he says they took a long time to get into the building.
I was like, the kids is dying, and they wouldn't listen.
Billy
Now,
Williams sits in the San Joaquin.
How many people shot in this incident? That shit is crazy, yo. It was out of control. You remember that fentanyl bus in Baltimore? They've been real. I was just asking the motherfucker. So it said grand jury indictment of Jay-Z investigation sheds new light on arrest following raids last month tied to mass overdose in Penn North over the summer. Investigations alleged an unnamed juvenile involved in the drug trafficking operation provided tainted drugs. On or about October 2025, known juvenile one supplied multiple unknown drug users with free drugs testers. Later that day, multiple individuals of the area of Pennsylvania Avenue, North Avenue overdosed. The grand jury indictment names 5 adults. It reveals the alleged traffickers moved several blocks away from Penn North after initial overdose on July 10th. From the start, C-Lee's promised to get to the bottom of who was supplying the drugs. We might gotta pull that paperwork up. Let me see something. WJZ 13. Shooting inside a casino. Yeah, this bitch wildin'.
On your corner, in your corner. This is WJZ News, all local news at 6.
That's Stockton shit crazy.
Overdose investigation. How a grand jury indictment ties a West Baltimore drug trafficking ring to a mass overdose in Penn North last summer. Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Cope. Welcome to WJZ's All Local News 6. The initial July overdose in Penn North sickened almost 30 people. And this indictment, newly obtained by WJZ Investigates, sheds light on arrests following raids last month. Investigator Mike Helgren live at police headquarters with the follow-up. So, Mike, what have you learned?
Denise, this indictment names 5 adults and says a juvenile was involved in this drug trafficking operation. It also reveals that the alleged traffickers packed up and moved several blocks from Penn North after the initial overdose and for months continued to sell drugs, including fentanyl.
We're going to use every single thing that we have in our power to find out who the people are and hold them responsible.
From the start, city leaders promised to get to the bottom of the July mass overdose at Penn North. According to a grand jury indictment WJZ Investigates obtained, part of that investigation led them to Brunt Street, a narrow one-way thoroughfare that court records reveal was ground zero for a drug trafficking operation tied to the overdose. The indictment says on July 10th, the day of the first mass overdose, one of the mid-level members of the organization was at Penn North, and sales of controlled dangerous substances occurred. Following those sales, a mass overdose event occurred in the area. Investigators say the dealers then moved the operation here to Brunt Street, a 10-minute walk from the Penn North intersection, where they operated for months. In that grand jury indictment, authorities meticulously detailed purchase after purchase of heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl in the alleys surrounding the stash house. Members carried firearms to protect themselves, proceeds, product, and/or other members, the indictment states, and says the alleged traffickers would provide testers so buyers could sample the product. Members of the drug trafficking organization conducted counter-surveillance, used lookouts, stash houses, and multiple vehicles, all in an attempt to prevent law enforcement from detecting their illegal activities.
Sean Oliver, come to the front door with your hands up.
By mid-November, law enforcement had seen enough and conducted early morning raids, including here on North Carey Street, at the home of what they say was another mid-level member of the organization.
Step outside with your hands up.
The indictment was signed by State's Attorney Ivan Bates himself, although he has been tight-lipped on the investigation.
I don't have any comment on that. I think at the appropriate time we'll go
ahead
and
go federal.
Other arrests court records have tied to the Penn North overdoses happened in Park Heights. A woman close to one of those charged defended him at a recent bail review.
He has nothing to do with anything that they're saying he has to do with. Nothing.
Nothing to do with the mass overdoses at Penn North.
Nothing.
I don't know fuck know how.
Now, many of those named in this indictment are represented by the Office of the Public Defender. We have reached out for comment and will update when we hear back. We're live in your corner at police headquarters. Mike Helgren.
All right, let's get to the gang shit, man. Chicago gang culture, LA gang culture. Now I think we all can admit both of them is dangerous and hazardous. But something gotta be done about this shit. Bloods and Crips. To be honest, they ain't never gonna tell that part of the story, but I truly believe that gangs time in part of politics, especially the Bloods. And man, McFarland said that the gangs were never created to protect the community. Now I don't know if he's just doing that to save face. No, you know, the duck accountability or how it's transitioned to what it is today. But he definitely said it.
What do
Cause
we do
definitely
in
ain't
school
saving the
districts?
community
We
right
start
now.
suspending kids and expelling them. And
I bet. Let me get out this screen. This should copyright it. I got another video.
OG in LA. It don't take a rocket science in these videos, but Los Angeles gang members. There is nothing the FBI loves more than a gang with some structure. Why? Because if I'm the FBI, all I gotta do is find one guy at the top, and he'll link me to everybody else. You see, the thing about the little YNs in Chicago backdooring each other and being every man for themselves is that it's much harder to prove a racketeering conspiracy against them. The law won't even try to bring any Chicago gang members into court to try to prove that any of them are doing anything in furtherance of anything other than themselves. You can't even leave a gun around the guys when you're in Chicago. A dude will smoke a wood with you, eat some wings and fries with you, then
Nah, I think all them niggas was agents. Hey, yo. Hey, Polo. You know me. I think all them niggas was agents. I think a lot of them big time drug dealers in the 80s, if they wasn't intentional, they was being influenced by an agent. I do believe that. I do believe that. If they wasn't intentionally an agent, I think they was being influenced. I do. Because, yo, how the gangs, like, see, this the thing, right? When it come down to the gang shit. Y'all gotta remember, y'all. At this time, we ain't had cell phones, and, you know, it wasn't that easy to transfer information. You feel me? So how would it get to a point where a gang in California end up in motherfucking New York? I mean, that shit probably 5,000 miles away. Who knows how many miles it is away? But California gangs that ended up all over the place. Chicago gangs ended up in fucking Florida and all these different places. I think a lot of them motherfuckers was agents, man. Like I said, it might not have been directly, but I think indirectly, like even when you talk about the crack epidemic and all these big time drug dealers, I think a lot of them niggas was getting their drugs from the police, man. Yeah, I think a lot of them boys is getting their drugs from the fucking police. They might ain't know. They probably suspecting it now, but don't nobody want to admit that. You know what I mean? Certain things people just ain't going to admit. Like, people ain't going to admit that clout chasing in Chicago started in Chicago. And a lot of them kids died in Chicago through clout chasing. Nobody from Chicago is going to admit that. You know, because it's almost like a testament to, you know, it just ain't something that you just going to admit. A lot of these drug dealers from the 80s that was getting all that money, selling all that coke and shit, they'll never admit that, yo, I was dealing with the feds the whole time, man. I got tricked into this shit. You know, because it goes against their story. It almost like it takes away from their story. The story ain't gonna be as intriguing if you found out you was used and manipulated. You feel me? You think you doing this for your whole time? You got a whole bunch of help. You a part of the play for real. You really was used. It probably wasn't Fred. That's what I'm saying. It probably wasn't Fred. But I think in every situation, for the people that started these gangs, there was somebody close to them that was working with the FBI or the CIA or one of them intelligence agencies. I do believe that.
As you go to sleep and send you outside unarmed. Then act like you miss you on social media when somebody catch you. The difference in LA is that there's a such thing as a big homie, a violation, and a DP, or discipline. It's such a rigid structure that in some parts of LA, a grown man can tell another grown man what he's doing in embarrassment of the gang, and this guy that's being DP will actually take action to clean up his act. And all this is good and well for the community until y'all start shooting at each other. All this structure and discipline becomes pointless when it works against you in the courtroom. Any other organization with these type of rules is just the way it should be. There's no problem. But we put structure in the wrong thing. Why doesn't Chicago, a place some people people consider the birthplace of gangs and one of the birthplaces of organized crime in the United States. Why is there no gang structure in Chicago? Because when there was, the feds did a sweep and easily dismantled the entire thing until there was no structure left to build on. I remember riding through Washington Park when the Calumet buildings and the other
But that's
projects.
probably what fucked up Chicago though. Y'all gotta remember, y'all, all these rap niggas, yo, a lot of these rappers from Chicago, from Dirt to King Von to FBG Duck, shit, damn near all them niggas, fathers went to the feds, man. Damn near all their fathers went to the feds. And went to the feds for an extended amount of time if they ain't dead. So it kind of wiped the structure away from Chicago. Like, I don't think the situation in Chicago is the same as the situation in California. You know, but I ain't really, you know, I don't really got too much information on it. But just based off of what he said, let's go back.
In Chicago, because when there was gang, why doesn't Chicago, a place some people consider the birthplace of gangs and one of the birthplaces of organized crime in the United States, why is there no gang structure in Chicago? Because when there was, the feds did a sweep and easily dismantled the entire thing until there was no structure left to build on. I remember riding through Washington Park when the Calumet buildings and the other projects were still up that housed this structure, and it was Bentleys and Maybachs riding through the hood, the big guys was making money, and the foot soldiers was being taken advantage of. And this was so the big guys could continue making money. And when the feds came, some of these leaders cooperated and told everything. Ain't nobody finna go from riding in Rolls Royces to serving life just to say they was a real nigga. Some guys will, and these guys didn't get out until they had gray hair. And the feds know this. So all they gotta do is offer somebody a deal. You see, when Big U and all those people got snatched, why did 12 of them get out within a couple weeks? We don't know yet, but I can take a guess.
Well, he don't know what he's talking about. Yo, in RICO charges, everybody got different counts. You know what I mean? Just because you locked up under a RICO, you still got individual charges. There's some of the people individual charges wasn't worth keeping them in prison and no bailing them. You know, the law wouldn't permit it. You feel me? Now I'm sure some of them did tell, but you can't just make that the sole reason why 12 of them got released. Like this girl, all she was selling hoes. You know what I mean? She was selling hoes to Big U and them. Yeah, you no bail her for that? No, I don't know. You should get a bail. I don't know about anybody else though.
The real question is, why did all those people get their face put on that board under Big U? Gang structure. When Loose Cannon decided to expose the guy he was putting in work for, he made one of the smartest moves you can as an enforcer. You can't tell me that the guy at the top has anywhere near the same loyalty that the guys at the bottom have for him. Luce could have made just as much money on YouTube as Big U did in the streets, so he didn't have to be an enforcer at all. And Big U doesn't have to cooperate on anybody in this case to get them boys barbecued, cause you know, like I know, that them people don't come unless they got you. Why is Loose Cannon talking to Adam 22 on a jail call from the feds, facing federal time for things you already admitted on this man's show after he said he gave them the tape? This who you talking to? Alright, Brick Baby, you 37 years old. You letting another grown man tell you what you gonna give him from what you stole, allegedly. It's a lose-lose on both sides, because if you have structure like in LA, you take yourself down in a federal courtroom because all structure is a paper trail. And if there's no structure like in Chicago, your own homie gets you out the way before your ops can. Speaking of paper trail, didn't Banging on Wax start in California? Now I know that groups like NWA was not all real gangsters. We know Eazy-E was, but didn't Ice Cube go to art school or something? And of course the West Coast kind of did start the trend back in the day of publicly gangbanging on music and home videos, but this was the beginning of the end for self-snitching. I get that California is huge, and because of this, the law can't keep up with every gang and every set. So a lot of these guys will get away with it. For 50 plus years too. I mean, you will not find any older gang members in America than you will find in any part of California. But that goes back to that structure. Once I turned 25 in Chicago, I either lost most of the guys I was closest to in the gang, or I already got snaked by the rest of the guys. So if I did end up making it that far in life, I'm gone. I'm not staying around y'all because when you die or go to jail, your guy's gonna be trying to get with your girl, and they're not sending you $1 in prison. That's a street guarantee in most cities. But this is why there's still such a thing as an OG in LA. It don't take a rocket scientist to know that there's no chance any other little guys running around with switches would ever listen to a Big U or any older guy. Honestly, where I'm from, a brick baby is considered an old goofy if he ain't putting money and weapons in the hood, and he still might get took down for everything he got because there's no respect for real. Lil Durk allegedly putting money on people in Chicago. Listen, I don't know if y'all know, but allegedly they got recorded jail calls of guys snitching on Durk because he ain't sending money fast enough. Nobody Durk's age is running the streets putting in no work in Chicago. It's the teenagers only. And with teenagers, there's no conscience and no loyalty. Once that cash app didn't come through, Durk was just another old goofy. And now he's gonna have to probably pay the price for thinking otherwise. And just that little illusion of structure alone was enough to build a Fed case on him. So when you got guys still having gang meetings and extortion calls, sure, the police and the feds will let this go. But once you take it to its full potential, like Big U did, playing with millions of dollars, now the feds just can't let you slide, because they know what it could turn into. But of course, most guys stay too involved in petty squabbles to become a real enterprise. Remember, the FBI created the RICO Act just so they could stop the mafia. And this probably wouldn't have happened if the mob wasn't getting money. But you know, John Gotti had all the money and the houses and luxury cars, all untaxed. And you know Uncle Sam is always gonna get his cut. And these people are not willing to share that money under any circumstances. You in his country, so you gotta pay. When the projects were still up in Chicago, the police would come by and interrupt the money operation until they got their cut. Once they did, they drive off and leave you to it. But once the feds stepped in, the little crooked cops had no more power. Cause again, a lot of money was floating around untaxed. And Uncle Sam holds a grudge when it comes to that money. And unfortunately, most guys in the streets will live their whole life part of a program, as they say in LA, that could be $1 billion operation if they had the right mindset. But most of them will still end up dead or in jail. Stop going on no jumper. Alright, it's not 2016. There once was a time where Adam and all his little weirdos could have gave you some clout, mean something in the rap community, but now it's just what the feds watch on their lyrics. I don't care how many views you get it, man. You could get this out the mud yourself. You don't need no other platform. You can become your own platform. And shout out to all my new viewers, man. Y'all are the reason that everybody else should know that anything is...
No. No. Now look, right? Yo, I never wanted to be a gang, yo. Like for the most part, gangs prey on certain individuals, you know, especially in the prison system. You know, it's either based off the neighborhood you live in, or if you go to prison, a lot of times if you ain't got no outside support, they sell people this idea of unity and brotherhood, and we look out for each other, yo. But that shit is, you know, the truth is, most gang members kill each other, especially in the joint. The way it's you gang in the joint, but then when you outside the joint, that shit is totally different. Like the structure is not there, the whole situation is different. And when it comes down to Chicago and California, I think, yo, California has done so much damage because this shit been going on for so long. But I think if we allow this Chicago culture to keep spreading, you know, this gang culture, this and the dead culture to keep spreading, I think, yo, that we're gonna see way more damage than LA gang culture than ever. How long we was blurry, y'all? Appreciate it, Edward. I think that we're gonna see way more damage with this Chicago culture than LA culture could have ever done. Cause like I said before, yo, LA culture just preyed on the men for the most part. You had a couple girls that fell in line with it, but for the most part, it was just the men. It was just black men. This culture, man, that shit preying on the men, the kids, the women. You understand? Like, yo, I don't think this like nothing we ain't never seen before. And it seems like it's spreading faster because gangs been a part of LA for a long ass time, right? Gangs didn't touch Baltimore until like 2003. You know what I mean? Like really hit Baltimore, like 2003. And at that point, it was still on an underground. You didn't really start seeing gangs in Baltimore until probably like 2006. You feel me? With the Chicago drill culture, man, that shit is hitting every fucking city. And I think social media play a role too. Cause like I said, back then, we wasn't able. The only way that you could expand a culture like that is through entertainment, you know, through music, through movies. But now we got social media. That shit right in your face all day, every day. You understand what I'm saying? So I think the Chicago drill culture is spreading so much faster just because the internet has the information right there in front of your face. And a lot of people is, you know, just listen to everybody talking this gang talk. Gang. We used to say no motherfucking gang in Baltimore. I'm saying y'all niggas in Baltimore saying that shit. What's up, gang? Like, man. I think it's gonna get bad. I think it's gonna get worse. It's already bad. I think it's gonna get way worse than what LA ever did. Because at least with LA, it was structured. It's not structured in Chicago. This gang culture that's coming from Chicago ain't structured. That's why you got people shooting in the crowds and shooting up birthday parties. Yo, all of that to me is a direct result of Chicago gang culture, man. Yeah, everything is gang, yo. Everybody do it. I think a lot of these crimes that we're seeing is a direct connection to the Chicago gang culture, man. Because these crimes is getting wilder and more brazen, and there's not no thought put into it. Like they just moving. You know what I mean? They just moving, yo, and they don't give a fuck about nothing that goes on in between it. Now, Charleston White, who I think is a fuck boy.
Niggas a platform to look like Goofy.
Called out the gangs. Now, I don't think Charleston White calls out gangs because they actually care. I think Charleston White does it because it's just the way to get a rise out of people, you know. Just the way to go viral. And I actually agree with him. Because a lot of these guys, like the OG Gumby dude, and I just saying some shit. I thought I saved it. By a dude from Fort Worth. Talking about the gang shit. Is this it? No, this ain't it. This Boosie Peoples. I think he ready to go to jail. I ain't never look at that. Yeah, the Fort Worth blood. Crip. Going back and forth with Gumby because Gumby said that their cripping ain't real. Mind you, these guys are in their fucking 50s, yo. Old as a bitch. Like, yo, these are some of the oldest gang members I've ever seen in my life. These are some of the oldest gang members I've ever seen in my fucking life, yo. I mean, I think Chicago is gangland, to be honest. I think it's way more gangs in Chicago than it is in LA. Did I ain't see that video? What's the little nigga name? The little funny nigga. What's his name? Trill Legit or something? So he supposed to talk to one of them niggas from Fort Worth. But I think he from out Texas too. We running out of time. What time is it? Shit's 4:08. Well, Charleston White went in on the gangs.
There's an old guy by the name of Gumpy. Named Gumpy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you're right about that, yo. As long as poverty and broken homes continue to corrupt people with money, always gonna have ignorance to exploit. You ain't lying. You ain't lying about that, yo.
Something. You watch the California. You look tired, huh? It's early in the morning. Who don't look tired when they first wake up in the morning? Get your ass out of here about what a nigga look like. I always talk about what a nigga look like. So listen, LA nigga.
See, yo, the thing about it though, right? Going back to the gang shit, cause I don't wanna like make it seem like I'm demonizing LA or Chicago, cause I'm not. Cause it's not the people, you know, it's not the gang members that's making it go viral. It's the exploitation, like OC said. And we're not the ones exploiting these gangs for views and entertainment. That's the only thing about it. And like he said, as long as it's poverty, it's always going to be ways to exploit. So the reason why these gangs even became a thing and even spread like that is just was through exploitation. And the people that was involved in it, they don't really understand because they live in it. A lot of times when you living in a situation as fast moving as gang culture, you know, when motherfuckers is dying and going to prison rapidly, you ain't really got time to think and see what's really going on. If you look at a lot of them drug dealers looking back at it like a Freeway Rick Ross and shit like that, when they was in the midst of their reigns of selling drugs and making millions of dollars, they didn't have time to think and say, yo, I wonder if we getting the fuck set up. You know what I mean? Nobody had time to think about that. You know, they say hindsight is 20/20, man. So when you look back at it, you start saying what the fuck going on and realize we was preyed on. That's why Dirk Father talk how he talk right now. Niggas was tricked. They was tricked, yo, and it's sad. But I just be wanting us as the people that's witnessing this shit to be able to combat it. You understand? We gotta do a better job of combating that shit, yo, when we see it, yo, so we don't let it spread and it start affecting our youth and our kids, and you know, you start saying that shit on your streets.
Hoover Crips, first and foremost. You got some wrong niggas in their 50s. Everybody older than me, y'all. LA Company who
looking like you taught your goddamn self. See, this is why I can't get with Charleston White. Like, even when he do say things that I agree with, it's like, yo, all right, yo, but I don't think you the guy that need to be talking like this, yo, because you just as bad as them. Charles White ain't no different than a fucking Gumby that talking that gang shit at fucking 50. You ain't no different. Eyes, y'all, all y'all is pushing ignorance. They all pushing ignorance, man. It's just multifaceted. It's just different levels of ignorance. You know, there's a lot of ignorance in the world you can tap into and monetize off of. Ignorance, and Charleston White is doing the fucking same thing.
Homie, listen. You don't even own the set over there. On Figueroa. Hoovers. You niggas don't run nothing. Speak up. I'm behind you. Block. Behind me. Nigga, chill. Man, stop that shit, nigga.
Look.
Homie,
look.
Oh, but
that's how you know Charles White doesn't have a message. That man said, speak up, I'm behind you. Basically, I'm rocking with you. Yo, blocked him. Yo, because Charles White just talking, man. Like, he don't really have a message. Like, even when he say things that you can relate to, still is like, yo, come on, yo, but do you really think like this? Do you really feel this way? Or you just talking because, you know, other people think like this? You know, he said he plays on people, man.
Fort Worth niggas look is stupid. Kunta, OG, all these niggas that went got microphones on the street. Man, it is what it is. Homie, I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. You Fort Worth who ain't been active since y'all was teenagers. You talking about 93, 94. Fort Worth Hoover Crips ain't been cripping Hoover since 93. Fuck is you niggas coming back in 2025 hollering Hoover. I'm a Hoover killer. I kill you niggas' spirits. I kill you niggas' souls. And I assassinate you niggas' image. A Crip nigga ain't shit in real life. Detroit, Michigan, block. We keep seeing you right there. A Crip nigga ain't shit in real life. So where Key Talk Media at? Key Talk, where you at, my nigga? Cause I want these niggas to hear this. You niggas ain't shit in real life. Hoover Crip in California, a Hoover Crip in Texas, a Hoover Crip in Miami. You ain't shit, Crip. A Blood nigga out of New York. You ain't shit, Blood. Crip and Bloods. You niggas ain't shit. Your mama ain't shit and your kids ain't shit. Matter of fact, Blueface, fuck your dead homies.
You see what I'm saying?
Fuck your dead homies.
You see what I'm saying? He's just him talking. Like how do you say all that positive shit and then start going into niggas' kids? Yeah, man. You say all that you can understand and make sense. And now it's fuck these niggas' kids, man. Do anything.
On dead homies. You niggas on your dead homies.
Yeah, he's a
more
fuck
than
boy.
anybody. Where do Dewberry been? Block. Fuck you worried about a nigga for? Fuck your dead homies, my nigga. You ain't done nothing for your dead homies. Your dead homies' mothers. Fuck our Crips and Bloods. Fuck y'all dead homies. I'll piss on Nipsey Hussle grave. Listen, man, I'll piss on your nigga grave. Fuck Chicago. Block, nigga. You nigga claiming cities your mamas don't even own houses in. Your mother is a renter, is a leaser. And you claiming a block the bitch don't even live on no more. Fort Worth Hoovers, I just left the city. Y'all doing bad, nigga. Y'all live with a bitch. You niggas ain't got no health insurance. You niggas ain't got no car insurance. You niggas ain't got a car insurance, nigga. You niggas ain't got dental insurance. You niggas missing side teeth. You niggas side teeth missing. He didn't mean Nip. Yes, I did. I meant Nipsey Hussle. I piss on Nipsey Hussle. The Rolling 60, neighborhood Crip Nip, fuck neighborhood Nip. Y'all been hollering a marathon continue. Where's the marathon continue? Y'all don't even wear marathon shirts no more. So I mean Nipsey Hussle too. His daughter turned into a little slutty little bitch out there. She went back to her mama. Cause she don't want to be with Black Sam with that mahogany shit. She want to rep the LA shit. So she gonna begin and she gonna get down with the shit. They gonna tap into her little pussy too. Nip little daughter. Them 60s niggas.
Listen to this nigga, yo.
Cause they fuck everybody. So what are you niggas rep?
Yo, because Charleston White is the fucking police, man. Y'all know why y'all think it's a game, yo. The man's the police, man. He's working with the police. That's how he's keep getting the pass. Anybody trying to make an attempt on his life and miss and end up catching life. Yeah, man. Man, the police, yo. Now, to be honest, with all this crashing out going on, you would think that somebody would risk it. But yo, that's how he's able to survive this long. He the fucking police. FBI or something, yo. Y'all gotta remember, yo, Charleston White got a dude in Atlanta booked. He was in Texas for threatening him. Yo got a dude in Atlanta booked all the way from Texas from threatening Charleston White online, man. If that ain't no police shit, I don't know what the fuck is. Can you do that? Do you think if you was in New Jersey and somebody threatened you online from California, do you think you could call up and they'd take that threat serious enough so that the person get arrested for it and get a no bail or a $350,000 bail? Charleston White the police, yo. Charleston White role since he been on the internet is to trick people off the streets. That's why nobody's touching him, because you feed right into his plan. His role on the internet is to trick you off the streets. He came in this way, y'all. People must have forgot. He came in, said, I want to get 1,000 rappers locked up before I die. Y'all remember that? Yo, people must got short-term memory, man. People must got short-term memory, man. Yeah, man. And he knows who to play with as well. He knows who to play with. Charles White probably won't step foot in California. If he do, he's there real quietly. He ain't going live. He ain't doing none of that shit that he do in other places. But I don't think I don't want Charles White to lose his life. You know, I don't think he needs his life taken. I do think he needs his ass whipped. You know, I think he needs his ass whipped. But I don't think he need to lose his life. Cause at the end of the day, he just talking, yo. I mean, he's just talking. And he just happened to gain the audience off of it. Yeah, man, that Charles White the worst, man. Yeah, he know who to play with. Definitely knows who to play with.
Was in Hoover's fault. What do Hoovers do besides fuck other boys in prison? Gumby, you told the story. Your leader tried to fuck you. Everybody know the Hoovers rape boys. Hoover Crips are known for raping other gang members. What the fuck you nigga want to be down with that shit for? Y'all look retarded, stupid. You niggas is granddaddies.
Yeah,
You niggas is granddaddies. Your grandkids ain't been to the zoo. You didn't take them to the fair. They getting a free lunch today. They gonna be hungry when they get out of school. And guess what? Pawpaw ain't even got a truck. You niggas is the granddaddies with no trucks. Look how shame, man. You niggas, y'all the pawpaw with no trucks. Online argument. These 50-something. These is the granddaddies who can't take you fishing. Pawpaw, can we? You got to come on, my nigga. You wouldn't say that if you was alive. You wouldn't say that if he was alive. I did say he was alive. I watched him get killed, nigga. I watched the bitch ass nigga get killed. He wasn't tough. What make y'all think Nipsey Hussle was tough? And we watched him get holed out by his set. Nigga, if you tough, your set don't hold you out.
It's not true, yo. That's why you'll never see. That's what I'm saying. He just be talking. That's why he never join gangs, man. Y'all, I just told y'all most gang members get killed by their own set. Most gang members get killed by their own set, yo. It ain't worth joining. I'm trying to tell you, like, it ain't worth joining, man. And it ain't got nothing to do with you being gangster or not. Yeah, for real? How shit acting stupid? Ain't got nothing to do with you being gangster or not, yo. That's just how that shit works in the gang lane. But if we going back live later on tonight, I gotta go to my fucking physical therapy. I posed it yesterday. I forgot. Gotta get up there, man. Go Ravens, man. Ready to take the motherfucking division. This guy. Yeah, but Charles White's a clown, man. He's a fucking clown. Clown. I don't like nothing about him. Even when he say things I agree with, I don't like nothing about him for real. He just be talking. But I do agree about them old ass gang members, like the OG Gumby niggas. But like I said yesterday, Charleston White can't really speak on those guys because the same reason Gumby is a thing is the same reason Charleston White is a thing. People love ignorance. I mean, people like watching fires burn. You know what I mean? You'd be amazed at the things that people actually like. You ever seen a car accident on the side of the road? On the left, you on the right side of the road, car accident on the left, and all the cars are stopping just to look and see. Then you get up there. When you finally get up there, ain't nothing over that bitch but a fucking tow truck. Yo, people like to see car crashes, man. So Charles White can't really say too much about them boys because without that need for ignorance or the need for exploitation, Charles White wouldn't even be a thing on the internet. Yeah, man, he wouldn't be a thing, yo. It'd be no Charles White. He wouldn't be no whatever the fuck he is. He'd just be a fuck boy like he always been. But yo, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share the live. Appreciate everybody tapped in. Enough there. Keep it your news. And I'm out.